Last week, this old broad comes to me and she asked me to find her niece, Misty Mountains.
Misty Mountains? The porno actress. The one that died.
The young lady. The porno young lady.
One of the most eclectic mainstream Hollywood action screenwriters in the last few decades has been Shane Black. As a kid, Shane's dad had a printing business and left Mickey Spillane and Matt Helm pulp novels laying around the house, which fueled what would become a lifetime interest in writing action and adventure stories. Shane's first deal with the studio was when he sold Lethal Weapon to Warner Brothers for $25,000. That's where he met his lifelong friend and producer, Joel Silver. The list of films that Joel Silver has produced just goes on, including Die Hard, Roadhouse, Hudson Hawk, V for Vendetta, even The Book of Eli. Right after Lethal Weapon, Silver began producing Predator. Shane Black used his Lethal Weapon clout to get Joel Silver to help him get cast in Predator as Sergeant Richard Hawkins.
Please!
He then also helped the Thomas brothers with rewrites on the screenplay. In the next few years, Shane's output was pretty intense. Lethal Weapon 2, The Monster Squad, The Last Boy Scout, Last Action Hero. He also traded his script doctor services for roles in The Hunt for Red October and in RoboCop 3. After a long break where he acted but didn't write, Shane returned to direct his first film, which he also co-wrote, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang in 2005, starring Robert Downey Jr. and Val Kilmer. He was inspired by the Brett Holiday novel, Bodies Are Where You Find Them, and he took on the detective genre, weaving in black comedy with neo-noir. After working with Robert Downey Jr., Shane was hired as the first MCU Phase 2 director, directing and co-writing Iron Man 3. And then in 2016, Shane followed up Kiss Kiss Bang Bang with a second neo-noir black comedy, The Nice Guys, the film we are discussing tonight.
It's early. You can go rob a bank if you hurry.
Put him.
Jesus. What are you doing here?
Giving you a rim job.
What? Rim shot? Rim shot.
Whatever.
The Nice Guys is also based on the Brett Holiday novel Blue Murder. Blue Murder was published in 1973. Brett Holiday is a fascinating mystery writer because it was not just one person. Originally, Brett Holiday was the pen name of Davis Dresser. Dresser invented the character Michael Shane, Private Detective, and continued to write for a few decades, including the story Bodies Are Where You Find Them. In the 1960s, however, Dresser began experiencing severe writer's block and passed the stories onto a struggling fiction writer, Robert Terrell, who had famously edited the Harvard Lampoon, going on to a humor writer gig at Life magazine. The arch-conservative Henry Luce did not find the avowed leftist Terrell, who edited left-wing newsletters secretly during the Cold War, in his spare time funny and fired him. He then went on to a largely ignored pulp novel career until the day that Dresser called him up out of the blue, saying he was putting down the pen. Terrell was a huge Michael Shane fan and agreed on the spot. Terrell was the one who wrote Blue Murder. The Nice Guys is very, very loosely based on Blue Murder, but it does get the main inciting storyline where a girl goes missing in the porn world and the hard-boiled detective Michael Shane must go looking for her and the film she shot.
A lawsuit for the catalytic converter, yes, that's half my day. The other half I spend on pornography.
What kind? Like which films? What's your favorite?
No. Anti-porn.
Right.
Like a crusader.
Should I be writing this down?
Yeah, write it down.
The Vegas mob is trying to spread its porn operation to Hollywood Boulevard. And I'm doing everything I can to stop it.
Thank you.
The Nice Guys takes the Michael Shane character and turns him into a classic Shane Black pair. I'm slightly impulsively inclined to take the splitting of Michael Shane into two characters to make some big point about how the authors behind the character at this point were two separate people, making this whole story come together in a literary way, but it's really a Shane Black trope more than anything, as he is the master of the buddy action film. Shane Black is known for taking two different characters, Riggs and Murdaugh in Lethal Weapon, Harry and Gay Perry in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Danny and Jack Slater in The Last Action Hero, and putting them together to create a buddy situation.
I'm too old for this shit.
In The Nice Guys, we get a hilarious pairing of Ryan Gosling as Holland March and Russell Crowe as Jackson Healy. Gosling is here as an officially licensed private investigator and honestly kind of a fuck-up, while Jackson Healy is the kind of vigilante fixer that the hard-boiled private detective morphed into as the noir world got more corrupt and unfixable. They are the kind of temperamental polar opposites that this genre of action movie thrives on. They are thrown into this world of sleaze, porn, and vice after being hired to work different angles of what turns out to be a high-profile murder disappearance case in the porn industry.
Yeah, I'm cool.
All right. Give me your left arm.
Huh?
Your left arm. Give me your left arm. This one.
No!
Yeah, come on.
No! No!
Did you cut yourself?
I'm dealing with an injury.
Right. Look, when you're talking to your doctor, just tell him you have a spiral fracture of the left radius.
No! No!
Deep breath.
Margaret Qualley plays Amelia, who has gone missing in the porn world. Anne Gowrie Rice plays Ryan Gosling's young daughter. Matt Bomer, Keith David, Kim Basinger, and Yaya DaCosta are part of this film's large ensemble, as well as the voices of Robert Downey Jr. as Sid Shattuck and Hannibal Buress. But it's Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling who really anchor this thing, and it's undeniable that they have extraordinary chemistry. It's really like a buddy cop movie without the need for a police department weighing it down. The film has really rapid-fire dialogue, which is a hallmark of Shane Black's type of dialogue, even having the phrase Shane Blackisms coined to describe the witty banter that he employs. And combining slapstick, which really seems to be something Ryan Gosling excels at here. He falls constantly, he gets beat up, he trips, he's constantly dropping things, with some extremely gratuitous violence makes the film palatable in a way that would be much harder without the comedy, as does the setting, 1970s LA a la Inherent Vice or Boogie Nights. I really forgot how funny this film was, as much as I remember some of the more graphic scenes. And the humor covers up a somewhat convoluted plot where Amelia is kind of an enigma, and her plan to get back at her corrupt DOJ lawyer mom, played by Kim Basinger, is quite honestly pure Obama era, even to the point where Kim Basinger declares what's good for Detroit is good for America, despite being a film that takes place in the 1970s. A convoluted plot where Kim Basinger is taking money from the auto industry bigwigs to suppress the catalytic converter, which means air pollution for all, as she also tries to fight against the porn industry that makes her daughter have the perfect way to get back at her. It's the most weak part of the movie, probably, and yet with the slapstick antics of a constantly drunk Ryan Gosling and his gruff, sober partner, Russell Crowe, it's not something you really end up needing to dwell on. The Nice Guys is a funny, stylish, and absurdist journey into the type of neo-noir that feels honestly timeless in some ways, anchored in the Ryan Gosling-Russell Crowe team-up.
Oh, no, hey, don't open that, because that's not mine. It belongs to a friend. I just, I'd look after it for him, but it's one of those bags. If you try to open it...
Oh, fuck! Shit! What? Motherfucker! Motherfucker! I can't see you! Oh, God! What the fuck?